YouTube.
Assalamu alaikum, peace. It's Coach Fatimah.
So like he says, Nyla, Coach Nyla. Sorry, guys.
And welcome. Assalamu alaikum. And for those of you that are with us every week, and everybody, just please comment, like, subscribe, share.
Sharing is caring.
Because sharing is caring. And we should know. Now, today we're really excited about what's going to be going on a little bit later on. And if you're not on our email list,
make sure you go to our email list. I'm actually trying to share with you guys.
Yes.
You guys probably hear the ones in the background. We are live.
Yes.
The children are here. All that other good stuff is going on. So yeah. The little one is upset.
Yeah.
So, but give you guys some time. So make sure you guys are sharing as well. If you're not on our email list, make sure you go to outstandingpersonalrelation.com. And I'm going to do some sharing. Coach Fatimah.
Yes. And send in. We would like to know where you all are from. Let us know where you're from. For those of you that are saying to us or salams to us, assalamu alaikum in return. Leave comments, questions, please. We like talking to you all. And we'll be getting those things pretty much really relatively shortly. Our husband is here because sometimes when he's not right here next to us immediately, everybody thinks he possibly might not be here, but he's always here with us in the background. He'll be showing up relatively soon. Again, thank you for being here on this Sunday morning with us. We're excited today. Let's see if we can. I'm just looking at some of your comments. Shout out where you're from, what part of the world, or the country, so we can shout back at you. And thank you for being here too. And all the love we're getting on IG and all the great questions. We really love. You guys are, asking some really deep, good, courageous questions. We'll be getting into some of those today too. If there's something, let us know.
Sakina,
Resend it.
From DC.
Sakina from DC. I'm glad to have you here with us. Sunday morning with us. There he is.
All right, assalamu alaikum, everybody. Peace. Again, this is our weekly conversation that we have with you guys. And for those of you who already know that the month of February has been about the theme of love. Love. Okay. So we're talking about love, and we've been talking about it for this month. And since this is the last, we're going to talk just today a little bit about the love languages. I mean, there's been a lot of talk about love languages and what they are and how they operate and how they work and stuff like that. So that's what it is and go into it. But today is also special for another reason. We have it shortly, our relationship mastery inner circle students and us, we will be going deep dive for the month. And that's where we conduct about 90 minutes of training. We all have Q&A with our members, and they also get a free coaching session and a number of other bonuses. So if you're not a student, my first question is, why not? I mean, if you really want to take your relationship to the next level of developing more fulfillment, have strategies, whether in polygyny or otherwise, you want to consider our RMIC course. So that's personalrelationships.com/RM. Nevertheless, we have about 10 or so minutes with you guys. So we're going to go ahead and get busy, running a little bit behind, because again, we like to make sure that we go deep dive, because worksheets and downloadable audios and a number of different things for our members and our students. So again, we love to get back to you, which is what we're doing now, but we also strive to serve and be our best. So with that being said, let's go first. We're talking about the love languages and really what they are, how they came about.
You want to go first? Like her wife.
Right. I did not ready for that.
That's okay.
I'm about to sip my tea. Okay, so love language. You're not familiar with the love languages. Forgot the guy's name is Gary somebody. He actually wrote a book on love languages. The funny thing is, I remember before I read the book, I was like, man, I could have wrote this book. I was talking about this for years, you know? And the reason why I say that is because I talk about talking to people the way they receive and all of those. So it's about person when it comes to these relationships. So, you know, I'm pretty sure you guys read it. If you haven't, be like, I could have. But there are like 5 love languages. And when we talk about 5 love appreciation languages, I kind of put that spin on it too, because it ain't always about love for somebody, you know, appreciate somebody.
Be real.
So the thing is that, what is it? Is gifts, like giving gifts, words of affirmation. I'm trying to see if anything these things off the top of my head. Help me out with that. Personal touch, or what is it?
Well, you can say personal
touch.
Physical touch, that's it.
There it is.
Repeat. Acts
of service.
Acts of service, and
The last one.
I'm missing one. Yeah.
She escapes me.
And it's gonna come to me. I had it written down and
Well, it doesn't
about
matter.
it.
The way that it really came about is as a therapist, he would do couples therapy for lots of people. And what he recognized, looking at his aggregated data, was that a lot of the divorces and the splits and the challenges in relationships would come because they weren't on the same page with communicating with each other. So one person may hold certain values or certain things higher, and they would treat the other person like they like, so how they want to be treated. But the other person's love language is not necessarily what their love language was. So he began to notice these patterns in about 12, 13 years. He decided to go ahead and evaluate it. And with the top 5, which encompassed maybe 85 to 95% of the different splits and challenges. So he began to prescribe their different love languages. So, and it became a hidden sensation. And the reason I think Coach Nyla talked about appreciation languages is because he also wrote like for teenagers and stuff like that, you know, so the 5 love languages for kids. So it became part of branding in business, as many things do. But nevertheless, let's jump into it just a little bit, because it's extremely important, because we're talking about, again, love. And obviously, maybe you are or not to participate in marriage, okay, period. You may be single, may not be, maybe in a monogamous marriage, looking to get involved in polygyny, or polygyny in a polygynous marriage, and trying not to grow gray hair to pull your hair out and be extra stressed. So there can be many different places and reasons in areas where you may be in life right now. And again, I want to honor that, because everybody's on a different journey. So when you see us even speaking right now, we've been involved prayerfully, you know, inshallah, we make it, we live that long. We don't take life for granted, but it still took years to develop to where we are now. So don't mistake that you'll see us now like, oh man, you know, I want to talk to my co-wife, or we want to do this or have such a thing. And you're like 2 or 3 years in it. It took us longer than that. So again, I just want to say that because it's a process, and we can't see the process. We can only see what's in front of us right now. So with that being said, again, I don't want to monopolize the conversation. We only have a few minutes left. Pass the ball to whoever.
Okay, real quick. I found the other one. It popped into my head anytime.
Yes.
So
there it is. I knew it was gonna show up.
I just started writing it down. Kind of what I do. I like write stuff down, and when I was writing down, quality time popped into my head. But I'm like, Coach Fatimah will say what she was gonna say, and then I'll jump into
what I wanted to say about the 5 love language. We talked about our personality types before, which are important, because one thing we did train about that was that there's no hierarchy with it where we think, okay, the INFJ is better than an INFJ and an ENFP, and you should do things the way I want you to. Similarly to the love languages. So if mine is gifts, and yours is touch, and yours is quality time, we're not to use those things. So, well, I want you to want gifts, and we're standing in a place of judgment because yours is not the same as mine. And I think sometimes we can kind of fall down the rabbit hole and possibly not believe that we're in a healthy situation, or that our relationship is not workable because we differ in that way.
And that's what we're going to talk about for our RMI students.
Yeah,
So
we're going
if
to
you
go
guys
deeper
are
into that.
not
Right.
in the relationship mastery inner circle, make sure you go to ascendanpersonalrelationships.com/RM for relationship mastery, so you guys can on that, because we're going to talk about compatibility and that mindset of thinking that you have to be the same in order for you to be able to enjoy or have a fulfilling relationship.
That we're just going to go deeper later on with that. To know yourself and what your love language is super duper important. It's as valuable as finding out your personality type. I've been blessed, and I can say I speak from a place of privilege, because my best buddy in the world is an INFJ, and one of my most compatible personality types to be in a relationship is an INTJ. So this is great. I didn't know that. I don't want everybody to think we knew that moving forward. Well, in the past we did not know. So it's super valuable.
All right. So if you're watching from YouTube, like the video, subscribe if you want to be notified. Of course, you can feel free to share the video. I do want to ask, there was a question that goes basically, how can this polygynous question, somebody who's to the same husband or a husband that's married to multiple women. Men don't usually ask this question. It's usually women. Either a first wife or initial wife was already there, or subsequent wife. So this is the question. The question goes to, how do I know my husband still loves me or doesn't, love her more, is favoring her, and back and forth. So you get the first wife, because this is the new wife, the new shiny thing. Does he love her more? And then you have the new wife saying something like, hey, well, they already have this history and everything else, so he loves her more. How do I really deal with that? So what would you ladies say regarding that question? I think both of you should go.
I mean, we're both going to go. Well, here's the thing. I think about the children that I've had. I have children. He got more than both of us, so he won. I always joke. But you think about your oldest child who's in their 20s. For us, our children our older ones are in their 20s. And then we have the little, like to call them. We love them all at the same time. But, you think about lives, you can love them at the same time, but love can be different, and that's okay. But to say it's greater than, I've never personally met or talked to by way of the wife, their questions on behalf of the husband, but his subsequent wife. We're human beings, and we just do not operate that way. So love is a beautiful yet complex thing, where your husband is not capable. It is not possible to, within a day in a marriage, or marriages, because we don't want to forget the third and fourth wives in our culture. Can't just dump it out, fill it up with other people, and then just leave other wife here on the burner and just, revisit her later on, and I'll love you later. Just work that way, that I find.
Because it's not about somebody coming in that's going to, when it comes down to it, love is a complicated thing, or to be honest, some people ain't complicated. However, when it comes down to it, it's not, just like Coach Scott's going to say, you just dump, like you didn't have this love, like this love just totally disappeared because you have, because somebody else come along. And we talked about that, if I'm not mistaken, last week live, and also in the blog post, you guys. and I when I do it, I do talk about children. Love is extreme. It's like, it's not just this thing that is just this, you only got this much, and whoever gets it at this time is going to get it at that time. It's like, it's an expanding thing, and it don't sit well with a lot of people when I talk about it in a children's standpoint. Is we are people. When it comes down to the basics of stuff, we have our basic human needs. We want, heard. We want to be understood. We want to be listened to. We want to be appreciated. Those things come to the feeling of love. Like I said, love can be complicated. So all those things could be what love means to them.
Yeah.
So I feels that way. A parent and a child relationship, that the basics are there. So the same thing happens, or a similar thing happens when it comes to romantic or spousal relationships, because we have basic human needs. We have these basic needs, and these basic needs are there. Now, whatever love means to us, those basic feelings and those basic needs tie into that. So as I said before, love is expanding. It's not the thing. So you don't have the child when another baby comes along and says, "You love that baby more than me." Now, you probably do if you are not cultivating. And we talked about that before. So if you guys haven't seen it, just check out the last live. We talk about cultivating these relations so they don't feel this way about, well, you love this person more than me. Same thing in polygyny is in marriage. It's about cultivating the marriage that you have.
Mind your marriage.
Mind your marriage.
All right, so appreciate you. We gotta go.
Yes.
Go serve some relationship mastery inner circle students. So again, you want more about that, go to more details about that, outstandingpersonalrelationships.com/RM relationship mastery. And Irene, Hannah, Sheila, Abdul, hey, you're watching. And I think it's Shalonda out in Louisville, Kentucky. Peace and blessings. Aisha Davis. I think Salam, what up to love, and Kathir, I believe, out up to love. We appreciate you. We're about to switch. So if you are one of our RM members, then you will see us shortly. Just refresh your page in the members area. Again, outstanding.com/login. And we will see you shortly so we can deep dive into this. I really look forward to it. So
Peace.
You want to sell real estate?